What's up? Thank you. There have been so many times in my life where it would have been easier to give up. After losing my legs and being told I would never walk or be a functioning member of society, I could have given up. Being different and being bullied in school, I could have given up. But with any journey, there's bound to be struggle, and if we don't at least try, we'll never know how much we really can do. Last year, I stood on this stage, and I invited you to join me in a campaign called Redefine Possible, where with the help of my two best friends, we were gonna climb the largest mountain in Africa, Mount Kilimanjaro, and raise over $500,000 for sustainable clean water in East Africa that was facing one of the largest droughts they've seen in over 60 years. I refused to stand by and watch a community suffer that had helped me find my heart and my passion for changing the world. And this past June, my buddies and I stood at the bottom of Kilimanjaro, determined to get to the top. And believe me when I say, there were many times on our journey up the mountain that I definitely wanted to give up. Not only did my friends keep me going, but along the trail up Kilimanjaro, there's these beautiful man-made piles of rocks called cairns. And cairns are made by climbers to not only leave their mark, but they're a symbol for when you are lost, they show you the path again. And each day as I passed these cairns, I couldn't help but think, this is for everybody who's ever felt lost. I wanted to tell them there was a path and keep climbing. This is for anybody that's ever felt different or bullied. There's a path, keep climbing. This is for anybody who's ever felt powerless or voiceless. There's a path, keep climbing. And I thought of all of you back here at home and at We Day who work so hard every single day to leave your mark and to create a path to a better world. And a cairn is also a symbol for teamwork and unity. Look around this stadium. Like one big cairn here in unity, there is no place on earth that showcases teamwork like all of us here today. Now, my team climbing Kilimanjaro was our guide Paul and my two best friends David and Alex. And I knew that if I was gonna be successful, I was gonna need to ask for help. And some may see asking for help as a sign of weakness, but I have lived and learned that the sign of a true leader is somebody who asks for help. Now, don't get me wrong, I was determined to do a bunch on my own, but as we started climbing, I was walking way more on my hands than we ever anticipated, and contrary to popular belief, your arms aren't meant to be walked on. And let's be honest, I can't really afford to lose any more limbs. So I had to dig deep, and I had to find confidence inside of myself that I didn't even know existed. I had to ask my friends for help, and they were incredible at pushing me and saying things like, Spence, it's really inspiring to watch you walk, keep going, brother, we're with you. And these words helped push, pull, and in my weakest moments, literally carry me to the top of that mountain. And as we all climb mountains in our life, we need to give ourselves permission to ask for help, because we're not gonna know all the answers. And really, we shouldn't be climbing on our own anyway. And sometimes the people that you don't even think need help need it too. I learned this on Summit Day because you see, I was in that small percentage of people where altitude sickness didn't affect me at all. But that wasn't the case for David and Alex. At around 18,000 feet, they were hit hard with headache, stumbling, dizziness, vomiting, and I literally watched as my support team literally fell to their knees. In that moment, I thought, maybe this is it. Maybe we quit and go back. And I also thought, this is the first day in my entire life where I wish that I had legs, so I could be the one to carry my friends. So again, I dug deeper than I've ever dug in my entire life, and I did what I could do. I stood next to them, and slowly we walked together, and suddenly I was the one telling them, keep going, brothers, just a few more steps, we can do this together, we'll make it. And we knew that I was gonna need help up the mountain. But in that moment, David and Alex needed my help. And hand over hand, and foot over foot, slowly we walked together, and I'm proud to say that we made it to the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro. Now, we did this campaign to not only raise money for clean water in East Africa, but to prove, like you do every single day, that just because the world tells us something is impossible, doesn't mean we have to believe it. This year, you're gonna start your journey up climbing your mountain for social change. And let me say, you're gonna face obstacles. It's gonna be difficult. You might be tired. You might be puking your guts out too. But it's in those moments that you have to find your own Karen and keep climbing. On the mountain, and this year, my Karen is this Water Rafiki friend chain to remind me of the clean water projects and the work we still have to do through Free the Children. I want to stand here on this stage next year and help you celebrate how you redefine possible, because the world is waiting, and if I, who was told I would never walk or be a functioning member of society, can climb the largest mountain in Africa, what more can you do? There is no can't, there is no won't, only how. So let's start climbing together. Thank you. And so let's start climbing together, and I'll meet you at the summit. Thank you so much, We Day.